All right, guys. So as most Hobie Outback owners know, these front hatches have a tendency to leak. Mine leaked a lot. I water tested everything. I water tested the two round hatches, and the holes where the rudder lines come out. None of those leaked. All the water was coming through this hatch. So, Brendan Barton, a fellow from like down south, I believe, has a video where he shortens these straps, grinds the bottom ledge of the hatch down because it's making contact with the kayak, lifting the latch up and breaking the seal. I tried that. Didn't work for me because I didn't even try grinding it because my hatch was not making contact with the boat. So I knew that wasn't the problem. I knew that the weather stripping inside did not make contact with my hatch. So I'll show you the video right now of how much water my hatch was taking. It's a lot, especially for chopping conditions. So check it out. All right, so that's a lot of water. So we went to the hardware store and figured putting a line of something on the inside of the hatch, on the hatch itself, would probably stop it. So I got this, I believe it's 1 inch by 3/4 of an inch, 1 inch in width, and about 3/4 of an inch in tall and height. I put this stuff on there, worked great. Dropped the leak down to a drip once every few seconds. Only problem was when I came down to work on the kayak again the next night, the foam weather stripping had peeled off. So the adhesive sucks. If you could find it with 3M adhesive stick, it's great. It probably worked great. You don't need it 3/4 of an inch thick. I would say at max you would need a 1/2 inch, just enough to make contact with the existing liner. So I'll show you that leak. I'll show you right now. Check it out. It's not that bad. And you'll see the leak is coming from up front towards the bow side of the hatch. All right, so that's not that bad of a leak. Like I said, the problem is the adhesive. Didn't work. Tore it off, threw it out. So this is my fix. The first thing I did was I ripped off the existing weather stripping. It was very worn out. It wasn't very firm, nothing. So tore it off. I found some new weather stripping online. I will post all of the links in the description for the video in case you guys want to give it a shot. I totally suggest trying it out. But this weather stripping is the same width The only thing is, it's just about a quarter of an inch taller than the old weather stripping that came with the kayak. So I tore that off. What I did was I measured the old strip, which it wound up being, I believe, 49 inches exactly in length. So I cut the new strip at about 50 inches, which gives me an inch to play, where I had to figure out how to cut the seam, make the seam fit as tight as I can. You might have different measurements. Don't go on what I say. Measure your own, so you don't waste the weather strip. So when I replaced it, I decided there was a seam where the weather stripping meets up here towards the bow end. With the 1-inch weather stripping, the foam weather stripping, there's a little drip coming from right here. I found out that there's a crack in the seam where there was adhesive. So instead of putting that seam up here, because water tends to build up here, I put the seam down here. I don't know if you can see it. Because when the water builds up and runs around, it will drain out of these notches along the side of the sail mast, hole, whatever you call it, before it gets a chance to build up and get through that seam. Wound up working great. That was a great idea. I suggest you do the same. For the new weather stripping, I found this stuff on Amazon, very cheap. I believe 115 inches is $13. It's plenty to do it, probably 2, almost 3 times, in case you muff it up. I think they have longer lengths too, just in case. It has the 3M adhesive tape. As soon as I put it on the lid, I knew it had really, really good adhesive, like a good stick, a good contact to the hatch. I'm pretty sure this is going to work really good. Worst case scenario, I have to replace it once a season. It's not that bad of a deal. It's $15, like I said. So what you want to do is you want to make sure before you put this stuff on is clean the top of the hatch. Clean it with rubbing alcohol. Give it a good scrub. Take a dry paper towel. Wash the existing stuff, rubbing alcohol off, and then just let it dry for a couple seconds. Stuff pretty much evaporates. Then when you get it, I put the seam up top. That way it has the same seam with the weather stripping on the actual kayak. And then I just kind of followed. It just kind of bends along, and just go along with the edge of the hatch. Just try not to ride up the corner of the hatch, otherwise you won't have a solid seal. And then just really press down, make sure that 3M adhesive really gets a good grip. What I did was, after I was done, I latched the hatch shut and left it latched for like an hour or two, and it pretty much put a lot of pressure on that adhesive, and just to give it that extra good stick. Worked great. I'll show you the video right now. I have absolutely zero leak now, which is awesome. Like I said, I will post the links for both strips in the description in case you guys are interested in trying it. It's probably at max $30 with the materials. I think it's totally a shot. In case nothing else works for you guys. I hope it helps you guys. If you like the video, please hit like, subscribe. It's early April, so fishing. I'm in Montauk, New York, so fishing should start heating up soon. The schoolies will be rolling in soon. There'll be video after video coming in. Plan on doing a lot of bass fishing, fluke fishing, sea bass fishing, all kinds of stuff. Be a lot of cool videos this summer. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, please subscribe. I'm sure you love the content. All right, take care, guys.